Hey guys, it is Deborah, and in today's routine you are not only going to mobilize and lubricate your hips, you're also going to be improving upon your hip internal and external rotation. Two functional movement patterns that are so super important for hip stability, balance, and overall health. You are going to be in a 90-90 posture for the majority of today's routine, and I will say that is a bit of an advanced posture. So if your hips are on the tighter side, no worries, mine are too. I offer modifications. Just make sure you have some props available to you, whether that's some yoga blocks or some rolled up towels. I also built in a 4-minute warm-up to help just prepare your hips for the 90-90 exercise, and carved out a 6-minute block of time for you to just experience the 90-90 exercise and see how your hips respond to it before moving into the strength work to help you improve hip internal and external rotation. I had the great debate whether or not I wanted to put a timer on today's routine, and I decided, you know what, it is a 20-minute routine, get it done. I don't want you focused on how much time you're spending within each section. I really want you to be present with your hips, so drop somatically into them. We're focusing on hip rotation, so the femur bone rotating in the hip socket. No rotation is coming from the knee, everything's coming from the hips. So the more you practice, the more you build awareness. The more you have awareness, the more you can act skillfully to navigate your physical limitations safely, helping you continue along your journey to find the freedom in your body's mobility, to be happier, to be healthier, to be more expressive. So if you're ready, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start in a wide-legged forward fold. All right, so bring your hips into a neutral pelvic tilt, tone your glutes, brace your spine with your abdominals, widen across the collarbone, and lift your chest. Good work. For this routine, what we're going to do is drop the tailbone down, flattening out your lower back, and we're going to move left, then you're going to move right, isolating each side before then dynamically moving through both, okay? So it is time. Starting with your left, keep your posterior tilt, brace your arms, tone your glutes, lower and lift. You're not moving fast, and you're probably not going to go very deep because having a posterior pelvic tilt is not going to allow you to go very deep. That's quite all right. The idea is to begin to loosen up the hips. Good. Let's go on to the other side, the right, and up, over and up. We're all going to be in different spots, so I don't want you to think about competing with me, your neighbor, your friend, your coworker. This is your time. These are your hips, and really just tap into seeing how they feel today, okay? Every day they feel a little bit different, and the more you practice, the more they begin to loosen up quicker, okay? In just a minute here, we're going to move side to side. Let's go. Left and right. Keep that posterior tilt. If you lost it, that's okay. Just come back. Yes. Breathe in. Beautiful. Exhale. You might already notice one side feels a little bit tighter than the other. You might only be here. All of these things are absolutely fine. This is all information your body's providing to you. You're going to take that information and just observe. Good. In a few minutes, we're going to move from this posterior pelvic tilt into an anterior pelvic tilt, which means we're going to move past neutral and begin to stick our butt out, and then we're going to externally rotate the legs. I'll show you in just a minute. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Stick your butt out. Let's go the other way. We're going to externally rotate this leg open. Just focusing on that left side. Good. If you're only here, no worries. These are your hips. If you find your ankles coming up off the ground, that's also valuable information. That just means you need to improve upon ankle mobility, specifically more dorsiflexion. That's for another day. Let's go to the other side. You're going to be able to go a little bit deeper with an anterior pelvic tilt, which honestly feels so amazing when you have tight hips, right? Good. And up and over. Okay, I'm so tight. Tight and twisted on my hips. I'm really looking forward to this. Let's go from side to side. I love doing the 90-90 exercise. I had a bad breakup with it for a long time, and now I'm back loving it. And I have seen improvement in my own hips, so I'm gonna help you get that too. Up and over. See how these movements aren't fast? They're just graceful, moving through your own range of motion. After this move, we've completed our warm-up, so we're gonna come into that 90-90 exercise. Good. Already feeling a bit looser, feels so good. Smile. Beautiful. And over. Let's do one more, finish out this side. Let's come on down now to that 90-90 position. If you're in capacity to sit up straight like this is fine. If you're feeling pinching on the side that's internally rotating, grab a yoga block. All right, what we're gonna do is lift our heel, lift our knee, try to keep this front knee down. This is external rotation on this leg. We're gonna lift up and over while we rotate, dropping the heel, opening on up. Now we're gonna come into a bear seat. This bear seat, both sit bones are down. Then we're gonna try and lower this leg down, externally rotating this, keeping this guy open, pull it away. Eventually you're gonna rotate on that toe, lifting the heel, internally rotating that back leg, and coming into the other side. So it's intense, and in a good way though. We're gonna go back the other way. Lift the hip, heel, lift the knee, keep this front knee down, rotate, drop the heel when you get to the point of your max range, then move into both sit bones, you'll feel them, and then move down, trying to keep this external rotation as long as you can, while then finally moving into internal rotation for that back leg. Good. You can tell if you're tight by how much you lean. So if you can't sit up straight in this, most certainly you'll notice. Keep your hands behind you, and that will help. But I will show you in just a second when I make it over to the side, almost there, internally rotating, keeping that front externally rotated. Good. So you can see I'm standing up pretty straight here, but if I were to lean to the side, that would indicate that I have some more work to do in internal rotation on that hip. Lifting on up, creating resistance distance between here, resistance so that you can grow stronger. Rotating open. So you see, we're not moving fast. The goal is to get 5 good reps in. I built a little bit more time, so you might be able to get a few more in than that, which is only going to help you get some relief. And up. If you have the block, just bring your knee down to the block and then use that modification until you get into a full variation. Breathe in. Let me see that smile. And lowering down. So as you go through this, I'm pretty certain by now you have a good sense of what side might be tighter, what side is more challenging. I'm feeling it on my left, but I'm not surprised. My left is my weaker side. So the idea when your body moves into range of motions that it's not comfortable, it triggers a fight and flight response. That fight and flight response causes the body to stiffen. A lot of times when we have tightness, it's not only that we need mobility work, but we need strength work. So a big component to mobility is strength and stability. And how we navigate that is, oh, that was a big rotation. I felt that. And coming down. The more you practice, the more your body then begins to get comfortable with these new ranges. So then the new neurological pathways that are formed help your body say, hey, mind, everything feels good here, it's safe, we can relax. And then that way the body releases fight or flight and this new range of motion becomes more accessible. Whew. Feeling a little looser? I know I am. Such a great move, right? So glad you're joining me here today. Isn't this fun? Mobilizing, growing stronger, hanging out. I absolutely need my hands for support, so I'm pretty sure you are with me on that, and that's absolutely okay. You're so much looser already. We have a last minute here. Rotate, rotate, rotate. Not only strengthening that glute minimus, the medius, the tensor fascia lati, but when we come into the actual 90-90 posture, it's helping us stretch the piriformis on the externally rotated leg and the hip flexor on the internally rotated leg. So honestly, it is such a good exercise to start building into your routine for improved hip mobility, hip functionality, hip health. All right, we're gonna come back to our original side, and now we're gonna work some strength work. So from your 90-90 posture here, we're gonna work that external rotation. So we're going to lift, up and down, up and down. Whew. Shedding here, and lift, lower, up. I want you to squeeze your glutes. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Yeah, just like that. And up. Lower. I want you to also challenge yourself. So when we talked about how the body is in a fight and flight when it experiences new range of motion, I want you to go to that place where it's just enough for you. And that's where I want you to grow. Yes, challenge that. Show up, you're doing the work. You will get the results. And up. We're gonna pulse in just a brief moment. Let's go. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Woo! Let's do it. Pulse. Open, open. Squeeze that glute. Yes. All right, we've got about 5 seconds left. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're gonna move into internal rotation. So lift the heel and down, up, lower, lift, down. Yes. Find a pace that works for you. This is going to be really challenging. You're probably not going to lift your your leg very far. We have a lot more muscles that support external rotation than we do internal rotation. It's just the way the body is designed. So we don't really use internal rotation a lot in any of our functional movements. So we do still have to train the hip in order to keep it healthy. Good. And up and lower. Lift. We're gonna pulse in about 5 seconds. Good work. Ready? 2, 1. Pulse. Lift. Lift. Come on, a little higher. Up, up. You got it. Pulse. Squeeze that glute. Rotate that femur bone. Feel it. Yes. Up. Up. You got it. I want you not to give up. This is that moment where you do challenge yourself. You're doing it. Up, up. All right, now we're gonna lower that leg. You're not getting away without doing more strength work. So we're gonna lean forward just a little bit and go back to those internal rotations. Up and down, up, down. So leaning forward just a little bit is gonna get at the glutes a little bit more from a different angle, which is only gonna help you improve your internal rotation that much more. So don't skip out on this glorious component here. I guarantee you will be so happy that you have done this. You're going to feel that sense of accomplishment, that sense of pride, and that's what it's about. Oh my goodness, my glute is on fire. Let's go. Up, down, up, down. We're going to bring back those pulses in about 3 seconds. 2 and 1. All right, pulse. Pulse, pulse. Focus on that rotation. Nothing's happening at the knee. If you need a block to put under your knee for additional support to help you feel this stretch and strength work a little bit more, by all means use that modification. Oh my goodness, this is so intense. Breathe, breathe. Up. We got 3 seconds. 2, 1. Oh, lower that down. Thank goodness. Now we're just going to stretch. Exhale. If you're opener in the hips, you can reach out. If you're still feeling stiff, just sit up straight. You can even try to reach from here. The choice is yours and yours alone. Good work. We're going to go on to that other side. So switching on over. Setting up your 90-90 on the second side, we're gonna work that external rotation. And up and down. Squeeze. Good. Yes. So my question to you is this side feeling any different than the other side? Because it is for me. Up and down. Feels a little bit easier, which would make sense because this is my right side and it's my left side that's more weaker. Up, down. You're doing so good, so good. We're gonna bring those pulses in just a quick few seconds. 3, 2, 1, and pulse. Pulse open. So this is where you're working that end range, okay? Working that end range helps you achieve more mobility. May not look like a lot. Maybe it does, but it's definitely a lot. All right. Breathe in. We're getting there. 3, 2, 1, coming down, and we're going to move into that internal rotation, lifting, lifting. Again, that femur bone is rotating in that hip socket. You can even use your hand on your front leg for additional stability, but squeeze that glute and lift. Did I mention it's about 100 degrees in my apartment right now? Because it is. And I'm already breaking a sweat. One of my favorite parts of sweating is just releasing all those toxins, because then when I go drink water afterwards, I feel so good. If you guys haven't checked it out, I have a 30-day water challenge. You can follow the infographic. Just go to alinepostures.com, sign up for the newsletter, and I will send you the challenge for free. I also send you my fitness planner pack, which has a bunch of little cool worksheets that you can pulse, you can play with. Up, up, good, good. think of anything but how much my hip is strengthening at this moment in time. Just a little bit. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower that down. We're gonna come forward now and lean and go back to those rotations. Up, down, up, down. This may or may not be more challenging for you. It all depends on the condition of your hips, so be mindful of that somatic sensations your body is giving you. Oh my goodness. Squeeze that glute. Up. Don't give up. We're almost there, guys. Almost there. Lift. We gotta put the work in. The hardest part is hitting play, and you've already done that. We're here together. We're doing it. We're getting it done. Good work. Coming into that last couple minutes of pulse. Pulse. Honestly, less than a couple minutes. We have less than a minute. I cannot believe how intense this is feeling right now. If this is intense for you, please let me know in the comments, because I'm dying. Up. All right, let's lower that down. Come into a stretch. Again, you can stay upright with a reach, or if you're feeling more open, come on down. Breathe in, big breath. Exhale it out. Good. And then let's come all the way on up. Oh my goodness, that feels so good. And that is our time together. How do your hips feel? I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you have a lot more awareness around the overall function of your hips, specifically internal and external rotation. You did phenomenal. I couldn't be more prouder of yourself. You should be proud of yourself. Please let me know in the comments below perhaps what side is more weaker than the other, because you know what? I don't want to be alone with having just a weak left side. Someone else out there has got to be weak and uneven too. So please join me in giving this video a thumbs up. If you haven't yet subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to Aline Postures, and I will see you in the next workout. Bye.